First of all, I want to congratulate you for finding your way to this video. Before the COVID pandemic, we all were aware of the fact that we had a housing shortage, that in California, we needed more affordable housing units. According to an article in the National Review on February 5th, 2020, it said that California needed 3.5 million units of living space in order to meet its current need. We also have heard politicians and our leaders and financial advisors talking about what a mere $500 a month would do to help the average family. We all saw that come into play when they added $600 a month to the unemployment claims that came out early during this COVID pandemic. But now, on the other side of COVID, we don't know how many units we're going to need to provide of affordable housing in California. With the wildfires running rapid, with businesses closing down, some of them not able to return, with the quarantine requirements of educating our kids and college students having to stay at home, and not to mention when the coronavirus ran rapid in the extended care facilities, when you had to visit your loved ones looking through a window, many of us have had to rethink our living spaces during this time. And only God knows what's on the other side of this COVID pandemic. But what I'm here to share with you is something that I've been on a journey and that I've learned, and that it's time, even now during these stressful quarantine times, it's time to take action. I'm going to talk to you about how to turn your backyard into a six-figure cash machine that will help address many of the problems that we've talked about earlier. Now, my passion is to help hardworking people get the most out of assets they already own, and that is your home. Now, if you stay with me till the end, I'm going to give you a free gift that will help you get results even faster than you could do it on your own. So just hang in there with me. Now, recently in California, the accessory dwelling unit laws have been changed to allow homeowners to receive investor type income from their backyard. Now, I'm Dr. Sharon Barnes, a former attorney of 25 years, a real estate developer and investor, a California licensed real estate professional, and also green designee for the California Department of Real Estate, which means that I'm very passionate about helping you understand and employ new technologies that will address some of the climate change that's going on in our world today. I'm also a mentor for the Black Inland Empire Investment Club here located in the Inland Empire, which comprises of San Bernardino and Riverside counties in Southern California. Now, I've done a lot of things right on my journey to finding out information I'm going to share with you today. A couple of the things I've done, I several years ago associated with an international developer whose focus was on allowing the average person to dream and to build their own home, to take control of their destiny for future generations. Now that laid the foundation. Then along came the accessory dwelling unit laws in California, which I've researched thoroughly, talked to a lot of people, and got detailed information on how those laws could help the average homeowner. I've identified how the ADUs, the accessory dwelling units, can empower underserved communities. I've learned how homeowners can create generational wealth starting from their backyards. I've done some things wrong over the years. I've worked with home buyers who wanted to invest in properties or wanted to get rental units, but they didn't have the 20% down. They didn't have the reserve funds that the bank requires. And in many cases, they had credit challenges. And I would have to tell them, I mean, these are the requirements that you need for rental property. You can't, use the 3.5% down on FHA. In some cases, you can't be a homeowner and do an investment property without a large percent down. If you go towards private money and you don't have any real experience in investing in properties, I mean, your down payment could be up to 40%. So there wasn't a lot of options to young families who wanted to provide for their families through owning their home and getting into the investment arena as well. Now, a little bit on how I started on this journey. Back in 2018, I became aware of the accessory dwelling unit laws in California that were originally, based on my research, originally they were geared towards the upper income level areas like Malibu, Santa Barbara, Santa Clara, where they have income sufficient enough to add on what used to be called granny flats, mother-in-law quarters, to take care of their aging loved ones, keep their kids close at home, and that type of thing. But because of the regulations, the cost of building, the laws were not looked to benefit the underserved and average community. Now, in 2019, I found out about a company in a neighboring county that was converting detached garages into ADUs at no cost to the homeowners. I mean, this really excited me. I wanted to adopt this model and bring it to my community. Then in 2020, as I continued the journey to learn how I could take some proven models and implement them in my community and make a difference, they revised the California accessory dwelling unit laws even further. They reduced and even eliminated a lot of regulations, which had acted as a barrier to individuals who wanted to build additional living spaces on their property. They also expanded the law where now the ADUs could build on properties where the owner did not occupy the property, which made it available to investors. Now, after doing this for 3 years, I found out a few things. Number one, California politicians and leaders are encouraging homeowners to utilize the accessory dwelling unit as a smart growth solution to help our housing shortage. And I feel it's mutually beneficial, as I'll talk about later. Now, contrary to popular belief, because in conversations with individuals, when I start talking about accessory dwelling units and housing shortage and people at risk of homelessness, they say, oh, I don't want any drug addict or people with mental problems living in my backyard. But really, if you look at the information that California has on our homeless population, 2/3 of our homeless population can be traced back to excess housing costs. People are living in their cars, dropping off their kids at school because they cannot, from their jobs, their place of employment, save enough money for first and last and security to afford a place to live, less long 3% closing costs to buy a place to live when we don't have enough inventory as it is. Again, as I mentioned before COVID, California needed 3.5 million units of living space to meet the current need. With fires and COVID and jobs going away, we don't know how many units we're going to need by 2025 at this point. Now, the accessory dwelling units allow not only to have a positive impact on our housing need, but it also provides the homeowner with added income and more affordable housing for renters. So I discovered how to become a real estate investor the hard way, or how to leverage real estate the hard way. And I'm here to help you cheat and get there a little easier. The hard way, you have to go out and buy multiple properties, competing with investors with more experience, more cash than you had. Maybe if you didn't have the cash, you started off wholesaling, doing deals or joint ventures with other individuals. Then you would have to come up 20% or more down. As I said earlier, it could be up to 40% if you didn't have any experience. You're putting that money down on somebody else's property just for the opportunity to be in debt, to do the rehab work, to manage the project. If you're buying and holding, you're managing the property and hoping for positive cash flow after you've invested all these resources in somebody else's property. Do you want to know the easy way that you can that you can have an ATM machine in your backyard? I hope you do it by this point. The old way, as I said, you would compete with dozens of investors hoping for a cash flow after you put down your resources and your time. You have to qualify to purchase the property no matter what your investment strategy was. The new way is to utilize the ADU investor model, whereby you invest your money, your time, and your resources into property that you already own and control. You leverage the increase in the property value, the resource efficient technology, and extra income to improve the current living condition for you and your family. Now, although I mentioned that I practiced law for 25 years, I'm not talking to you as a lawyer or as an accountant or a financial advisor. In putting together your team, you need to seek out individuals in those industries to support you as you move forward. Here, I just want to give you information, knowledge, and resources on how you can take advantage of California's ADU law to make a difference in your family and in your community. Now, I have three secrets I want to share with you. The first, which I've already hit on several times, you have a hidden source of revenue in your own backyard. You remember asking for something as a child and your parents would respond, "Do you think money grows on trees? Do you think we have a money tree in the backyard?" Well, if is this in the form of a detached garage, wood built, you might have money in your backyard. We need to start thinking 21st century matter outside the box. I also want you to know that there are financing options available to build an ADU and to upgrade your home. Not just the equity, but we'll talk about that. And the third thing that I learned in gaining all this information and teaming with people and employing different experts in different industries is that it's important to invest in mentorship. In this case, you're investing in mentorship for support and guidance along the way to making your ADU a reality. The hidden source of revenue in your backyard. Now, I want you to understand that one of the things that's really new about the ADU is like, unlike most housing projects to address the homeless situation or plan development, where you have seasoned developers and investors and big conglomerates and hedge funds coming together to build housing that they sell to consumers, the ADUs are built by homeowners. Most of ADUs are built by homeowners. And this is the first time that you as a homeowner will have to act as a project manager, as a developer, and as a person that has to understand all the moving parts that it takes to get an ADU from the ground to meeting the goals that you have set for your family. Now, COVID-19 has caused people to rethink their living spaces because, again, things that we've had to do, what's become important, the restrictions that we've had in transportation and kids going to school, a lot of people have been rethinking their living space. There are ways to generate money in your own backyard. Some people do ADUs, not only for family and caring for loved ones, and to provide affordable housing to renters, but some of them are doing Airbnb. Some of them are doing it for office space. You can actually use it for office space and rent that space out to a neighbor or someone who needs that extra space but don't have the ability to build it themselves. There are a lot of ways that you can generate income based on the ADU in your backyard. And it's ideal, there are different ideas for leveraging the extra income, not only to increase, say, your retirement fund, college fund for your kids and grandkids, um, just an investment fund so you can actually start building generational wealth with this extra income that the ADU is bringing you. Financing options are available. As I mentioned before, there are different plans that lenders have out there where if you're building, say, a resource efficient ADU, it can benefit your main home as well. If you're building an ADU and say you're going to employ solar panels on the ADU, the solar can also be configured where it could provide solar to your main house. If you need to upgrade the utility, the water source, they can benefit the main house. If you're going to put energy efficient windows in the ADU, you might be able to also upgrade your windows in your main house for energy efficient. There are a lot of things that it can do that benefits not only the ADU but your property as a whole. Your investment in the ADU can and will enhance the comfortability and livability of your home, as I mentioned. It's especially important if you want to transform your home into a multi-generational living environment, meaning that you want an ADU that's flexible. In some cases, the parents say that you're the parent and you own the property and you want to build an ADU. Well, you make this ADU comfortable, convenient, efficient for yourself. Maybe you want to downsize to the ADU and rent out your main house. Or maybe you downsize to the ADU and one of your children and their family come in and they rent the front house from you. There are so many different ways that the ADU can be used as families grow and age and change and needs change. And so you need to think about that as you design and develop your ADU. Investing in mentorship. Investing in mentoring. Everybody should have a mentor. We hear it all the time. The mentoring brings two things: new ideas and accountability. There's a lot of ideas that's probably running through your head right now just because you made time to view this video. Good mentor will give you great ideas and make sure that you act on them. A great mentor will put you together with powerful groups of people all working together for similar goals, and this multiplies everybody's effectiveness exponentially. So when you go to make this ADU project a reality, you're going to need experts. You're going to need a team around you, and everybody in that team needs to do their part to make sure that your goals are met in a timely fashion. And your mentor is one that can walk side by side and hold your hand to make sure that you're not left behind or left out of the process. Now, investing in mentoring also, it's like if you want to go to the Cayman Island, I mean, would you just charter a plane and jump behind the controls yourself with no training, no map, no co-pilot to guide you, and just head off in the wild blue? So why in the world would you go and do it with an ADU where you have to be essentially the developer, the project manager, because you have to communicate with all the architect, the general contractor. You have to understand what's going on with your building permits. There are a lot of things that you need to do. So why would you do this on your own when you can work with a mentor to help you get a six-figure increase out of your backyard with a proven system? Now, I've spent over 30 years in professional training through the attorney and the legal industry, the real estate industry, business training. I mean, I waste a lot of money on dumb ideas. I mean, we all did some of that when we were younger, little multi-level, little chasing the rabbits to see what's at the end. I bought a lot of stuff I didn't need or use. And because I had a passion for helping people, I undersold myself for years and left millions of dollars on the table, not to mention underutilizing multiple years of my life that I'll never get back, just figuring out how I could create a mutual beneficial system that will make a difference in people's lives. And I've done this by figuring this stuff out. Now, I want to share just a brief case study with you. I've been mentioning ADUs and what it could do. So, the first step is that you have to do a site analysis where we would talk and you would tell me about your property and to see where it would be feasible on your property to put the ADU, to talk about what your ultimate goals are for the ADU, the types and designs that's available, the privacy requirements that you have there. So that's the first step we would have to do. Then we go into designs and permits. That phase with the architect, the contractor working with the city to get their permits to make your goals and your dream for the ADU a reality. Then we're going to, once the permits are approved, to the construction phase. And that's breaking ground, plan, improving the foundation, making sure utilities are accessible. The lender is involved in that phase. If you're using some of the financing options and so forth. And so then the results, once the ADU is built, now you can do up to 100, up to 1,200 square feet on an ADU, and as low as, so I think it's 360 for like a studio apartment. But for the best bet and the tightest lot, we look at a one bedroom, one bath at a 500 square foot ADU. Average cost to build in California, it varies from Southern California to up north, but the average cost 125,000 to $135,000. It would increase your property value on an average of 150K to 200,000K, and you could earn 32,000 in rental income, up to maybe $50,000 or more, depending on where you are and your rental rates in your particular area. But the six figures you see in your property increase. There are some discussions as to really how much it increases your property. At minimum, it's dollar for dollar of the construction cost, and at best is 30 to 40% above what it actually costs. And some of that fluctuation depends on the technology, the energy efficient, and the materials that you put in it, as well as your location. Now, we have people that are very happy when they built their ADU and what it's doing for their family. Have one client who built an ADU because they wanted a multi-generational living plan for their family. And they thought that maybe the younger siblings might use it for their first home, and then later it might be a place for their aging parents. And they found that working with the mentor and our staff was, a pleasure every step of the way. But one of the things that I really want you to hear from this particular person and family, when he said that if you own a house and you have the ability to build an ADU, he thinks it is one of the best investments that you can make for the next 30 years. As I said, it could change not only your family, it can be leveraged for generations to come and definitely have a positive impact on your community. Now, basically, at this point, you have two options. You can go it alone and spend thousands of dollars trying to figure this stuff out, get frustrated, waste 3 to 10 years of your life trying to see what the ADUs are really going to make a difference, or whether you should employ some other investment strategy to create generational wealth for your family. Or you can learn about a proven system from someone who's done it and who's mastered it and can help you make it a reality. Now, here's how I can help. My team and I have set aside some time in the next week to speak with you personally so that we can apply these ideas to your ADU project starting today. Now, what I've given you have just been very broad strokes. I've shown you how it can be done really from a very 50,000 feet altitude. But the truth is, everybody's ADU project is going to be unique. And you're going to need to know how to apply these actions to your project individually. So if that's what you want to do, we're more than happy to get on the phone and explain what it takes exactly and what the next steps are necessary for you to take. Now, the cost of this call will be free, but it's not, for everybody. There's always some qualifications. Now, it's for you if you are a person that's committed to leveraging real estate in a manner that will create a positive social economic impact for you, your family, and your community. This program is also for you if you're the common layman, where you can do an ADU with no cash out of your pocket if you have equity, or if you meet some alternative financing criteria. This is for you if you want to launch and grow your real estate assets to 6 or 7 figures. You're looking to streamline your real estate development and construction. You understand that we all have to play a part in providing additional housing units to address our nation's housing shortage. So you're ready and willing to invest in yourself and the results that it would bring to your family and community. And you're looking to make more money without taking on another job and possibly even working less. Now, this is not for you, and you need not apply if you don't care about the national housing shortage and just want to make a quick buck. You don't think that you should put an effort into improving the risk of homelessness and providing affordable housing because of somebody else's problem, or you're just skeptical about whether or not this would work or work for you or make a difference at all. Why are we doing this? I'm doing this again because I have a passion for helping hardworking people make the best out of what they have in their hand already. So on this call, you'll get total clarity about exactly what you want your property to look like and exactly what steps you should take to achieve your goals. If you want us to help and you think that we're a good fit, then I might invite you to be one of our new clients that we take in this month. If we're working together, we'll put you through the same programs and give you the same information that our other 6 to 7 figure property owners have gone through. We'll design a program and action that will allow you to achieve 6 figures and beyond with maximum leverage. We expect you to utilize property, real estate property, that you own and control to be a part of California's housing solution while creating generational wealth for your family. You can apply now by clicking the button below. Yes, this is for anyone who wants to improve their livability and comfort for their lives, as well as make a positive impact on the lives of others. If this sounds like something that you are ready and want to start, then over the next 5 days, we have set aside some time to talk with you and to see if we're a good fit to work together. Your call will be about 45 minutes and we'll map out an action plan for you to follow so you can start reaching your goals this year. Now, this call will probably be the most valuable 45 minutes you invested in yourself this year. 2020 has been some type of year, and with the pandemic that we're going through right now, this is the time to put into action a goal to change your future and the future of your family. Again, you have two choices. You can go it alone based off the information that we went over in this video today, or you can apply to work with us right now and potentially have your ADU project moving forward towards completion in the next 120 to 180 days. The sooner the completion, the quicker the revenue starts to flow. Make a commitment to yourself. You deserve it. What do you do next? Click the button now to apply. Select a date and time for your strategy call. And remember, spots are limited, so do it now. Again, apply. I look forward to talking to you soon, and may God bless you and your family as we get through this pandemic together.